A team that I'm very impressed with, which I now regret not putting in the playoffs because I had them as the team right outside the playoffs, is the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are for real, man. Watch this game versus the New Orleans Saints. The Carolina Panthers defense, their defense is legit. It's a top 10 unit, no doubt about it. Their D-line is dominant. They've got freak show after freak show after freak show after damn freak show. Hassan Reddick on one side. Brian Burns. Guys, Brian Burns might be the best pass rusher in the damn league. That's how good he is. He did a spin cycle on Ryan Ramczyk. He took his lunch money. He went like this. He turned around, took his lunch money out of his hand, and then turned around and then sacked the quarterback. That's what Brian Burns did on that play. Simultaneously, at the same time. Hassan Reddick on one side, Brian Burns on the other. That's a problem. Derek Brown is a monster, dude. Derek Brown is a beast. You got Morgan Fox, who's a good player. Daquan Jones is a good player. Stop sleeping on Shaq Thompson. He's a good player. J.C. Horn is a top 10 pick. Dante Jackson is underrated. Jeremy Chin is a baller. This defense is athletic. This defense can really run. This defense is unique in its scheme. When you hear NFL coaches talk about the Panthers defense, I think it's a great move by the Panthers coaching staff. They run a college defense. So it's very confusing. They have a lot of rotation in the safeties. They play a very college defense, which means they're very different from every other defense you face. So when you face this scheme, you have to prepare for the scheme, but then you also have the freak shows behind it. So you've got the Jimmies and the Joes, and you've got the scheme, the X's and the O's on top of it. That is the beauty of the Panthers right now. They're playing baller football on defense, but, talking about the offense, Sam Darnold's playing effective, efficient football. He's not going outside himself. He's not forcing the football. He's not throwing a ton of picks. He's not looking indecisive. And that's what a good OC and a good offense who's a good teacher does for you. That's what a Joe Brady does for a Sam Darnold instead of an Adam Gase. That's what we're seeing right now. We see the difference between Sam Darnold with a good OC and Sam Darnold with a bad OC. We see one that's a teacher. We see one that's a dumbass. That's what we're seeing. The offensive line is still somewhat of a concern for me with Carolina, but CMC's a stud, obviously. DJ Moore might be a top 10 receiver. Like, he's in that conversation. Robbie Anderson's good. Terrace Marshall's talented. They've got waves of talent. I mean, the only real flaw I see with this team is the offensive line and a mediocre QB. But Darnold's outplaying expectation. Their defense is top 10. They're going to be in the playoffs this year. They are a good, well-rounded team. They smacked the Saints around. And what was especially really, really impressive to me was the way that they dominated the line of scrimmage. They dominated the line of scrimmage versus the Saints. That doesn't happen, okay? Last year, the freaking Bucks, okay, look at their offensive line and their defensive line. Last year, the Bucks didn't even dominate the line of scrimmage versus the Saints. That is impressive. The Saints wanted to roll in and play bully ball and run people over. That didn't happen. Panthers bullied them. So, the Panthers are real. They're the real deal, Holyfield.